people understand that the world's shifting into a social media and marketing world. However, they're still old-fashioned and into print and radio.
Can you kind of speak as to how it differs from traditional media versus digital media? Like I kind of like view like a TV commercial versus a Facebook ad, like how that creative differs.
The creative differs because on television, yes, you can sort of pick the time that you want your commercial to be aired, and you can pick which show you want it to sort of air between, and you have an idea of who that demographic is going to be, but it's really hard to narrow it down. Whereas with Facebook and other forms of social media, I can really narrow down my ad. So if I'm making an ad specifically for women ages 19 to 25, it will be a very fun ad directed towards young women. Mm-hmm. If I'm making an ad for women ages 45 to 65, however, that's going to be a completely different ad. Same thing for men. So because I can narrow down my categories so precisely on Facebook, it's really easy for me to create smaller, shorter, lower budget ads that really target your exact demographic and the eyes you want on your product, as opposed to just spending $1 million on a commercial that blankets, you don't really know who's watching it.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect. I was actually going to ask you how important contextualized creative is to who you're speaking to. Because like I said, back in the day, you could put like a sports ad on ESPN and you understand like most people watching will probably be into sports, but you don't really know. Whereas
exactly.
with Facebook now, you know, if you're speaking to someone that's 21 and lives downtown versus 48 and lives in the suburbs, it's going to be a completely different message.
It's just different messages. And it can still be the same message, just the delivery is different. Mm-hmm. So we can have the same slogan, the same sort of feel, the same emotion. However, the delivery is different because those people are passionate about very different things. And what we want to do now, and what we find more, in fact, impactful, because there's ads everywhere you turn, is to have an ad maybe with an emotional connection or something like that, something that makes you laugh, that brings you joy, something that inspires you. Those are the ads that really get the most traction, because that's what people tend to like. But we want to be able to inspire the right age and the right group of people for your brand. And it's cheaper. Brands prefer it. People are putting so much more money into social media and online creation as opposed to television commercials and radio ads because of it. You can create, for the same price of a television ad, you can create 5 different Facebook ads and really target specific demographics.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard you talk about how TV and radio ads are kind of starting to die. Because I think TV itself is thriving with like, in terms of a digital media, like with Netflix.
Absolutely.
But the problem with that is there's no commercials anymore.
Yes.
So that's the thing, that no one's going to be watching TV commercials because traditional TV itself is dying.
Well, and that's just it. And most people, if you ask anybody 30 and under if they even have cable, most of them will say that they don't. So they're not seeing any of the commercials that people are putting out there. And a lot now, the focus is shifting a lot into product placement and influencer marketing. So you'll be watching Netflix and notice that they might mention the same brand 3 or 4 times in a show. That is not coincidence. It happens now where people are paying a lot more money to have their product placed in a show, maybe mentioned, maybe talked about, and people will try to create a proper context around that item. Nothing wrong with that, as well as influencer marketing. So people are putting a lot more money into influencers to share or showcase a brand to someone. And that way you are, in theory, watching a commercial. However, it doesn't feel that way. Kim Kardashian did it really well with makeup, and so did her sister, where she would give you makeup tutorials so you felt like you were being educated. However, all it was one giant commercial for that product.
Yeah. And back to the product placement, and again, also with influencer marketing, it's back to where you talked about people don't like to be sold to.
No.
It doesn't feel like an advertisement when it's like built into one of your favorite TV shows or when it's one of your favorite celebrities showcasing this product.
Exactly.
It's just back, all ties into people don't like to be sold to, and it's finding those ways to sell to people without it feeling like you're advertising.
Yeah, feeling as authentic as possible. And I tell people all the time to think as like, why did you buy, the shirt you're wearing today? What is it about it that actually spoke to you? Was it the colors? Was it because you saw someone else that you like wearing it? Was it the brand of the store that you bought it from? There's so many reasons why we do what we do, and all of that is marketing.
Mm-hmm.